It's week 4 of the National Football League. And coming up, we'll see Dallas Goedert. He was historic a week ago, surpassing Shannon Sharp's 2002 mark of 214 yards by a tight end. It's the Eagles and the Commanders next on EA Sports.
This is the NFL on EA Sports as we join you from the so-called Space City, Houston, Texas. Today it's week 4 and we've got with Shane. The Washington Commanders taking on the Eagles of Houston. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
But meanwhile, for the visiting Commanders, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
It's 3-0 versus 2-1. A good early season battle as we're underway in week 4. And the opening kickoff will not be returned as that will be a touchback. The Commanders set to go to work on offense, and they've handed the controls to this man in his second NFL season, former Tar Heel Sam Howell.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost. How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
So a tough early challenge here, 2nd and long after the sack. Now the second-year man from Alabama, it's Brian Robinson. And just shutting him off there. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It's a first down Washington on a pickup of 18. Back to Robinson now on first down. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Nolan Smith showing some burst there to catch him behind the line. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. They'll make that a second sack here on their first drive out defensively. And we need to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to it again. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They plan on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. Hines now on the return. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Hurts. This is caught. It's Brown. And finally down it goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Here we go now on 1st and goal. Throwing is Hurts. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one.
The previous play is under review.
They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So an early challenge, and you know that those coaches hate to use those red flags too early, but this one turns out to be successful. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. Now before they can try the extra point, a flag comes out, and they're going to get tagged for a delay of game. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Another attempt now from 5 yards further back. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-0. Elliott now to kick this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Well, this defense for the Eagles, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
In today's NFL, when you talk about goals for defenses, and you think that maybe you'd like to hold them under 14 points or so, we think our offense can usually get 17 to 20, so that's a reasonable goal. But when you hold a team under 100 yards...
Well, the defense, they get to Howell. He'll go down here. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in the momentum?
I think we're seeing it right here.
There's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago. And another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
3rd and long. Here's Howell. Under pressure, they got him again. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. Here's Tressway now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And this offense, they're going to have an excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown Eagles. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Their first passing touchdown of the ball game, and they go to the big tight end in those sure hands, and he provides the score.
Certainly looked like they were focused on taking away other weapons. And he certainly made them regret that because he found the soft spot, ended up taking it to the end zone. Nice throw, too, to complete the play.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. Check in on the numbers last week for Robinson. 17 carries, 81 yards.
And those numbers have both he and his blockers motivated this week. They saw that yardage total climbing, but stopped short of 100. Every one of them has to be driven this week to help him reach the century mark.
And McLaurin going to pick up a Commander's first down as the tackle going to be made up at the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Jordan Davis, just a monster on that play, stopping it from going anywhere. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Second down, Howell back to pass. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. So here are the Eagles to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. On first down, Hurts. And he's got it. Touchdown. Dallas Goedert. His second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Elliott good on the extra point. And that makes the score 21-0. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Dante Pettis now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here,
there he goes left side. Now he's free at the 35. And bulldozing his way through. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. A big... Catch and run, 73 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Here's Howell. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Nolan Smith racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. So, Charles, I mean, this is just becoming an exhibition now on how to rush the passer.
Yeah, and I can't help but laugh a little bit because I'm enjoying what we're watching. This is coming from a guy who was in college just a year ago. And we keep harping on their evaluation. They saw not just a guy who could rush the passer, but could rush the passer well. And that's why they took him as high as they did.
Powell, 3rd and goal. And they're going to get him. They bring him down and sack him at 16-yard line. Hassan Reddick, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first. Play. Nothing our score after 1. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And the first play will be a field goal try. A 33-yarder from the left hash. Sly able to put this one through. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So they do come up with their first points of the game. But, Charles, the question is going to shift to their defense.
Yeah, the way things have gone, 3 points could become insignificant fast if this grows to 28-3 or 35-3. They need this defense to come up with a stop, and they need to do it now.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. Houston set to take over. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
The try! And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Hurts sets up to throw it. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Eagles continue to pull away here in this first half. Elliott on for the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Amari Barno able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. 2nd down. Howell now. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Out of the gun, it's Howell. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And Howe will throw it. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Second down and a run by Robinson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on that one as it brings up the 3rd and 10. Right where this set of down started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Howe throwing on 3rd down here. Oh, this will be incomplete. Rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
And based on my math, they've only converted one time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Field goal unit and Joey Sly now. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. Sly able to put this one through. And they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. So everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Here's Hurts to throw. Towards the end zone for Brown. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. Now a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Airing it out deep for Smith. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have an Eagles first down. And they convert in style right there. A big play on 4th and long. Play action. Here's Hurts. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Hurts throw complete here to his receiver Brown. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Back to throw again. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown Eagles. A great play there. On his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Eagles' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. It took a pretty big risk right there going for it on 4th down. But, hey, not only did they get the first down, forget about that, they got in the end zone.
Yeah, because normally you're just thinking, can I get enough yardage to get it past the sticks and pick up a first down? Instead, they go for the end zone and get it done. No margin for error. Remember, 4th down, they went for it.
After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And the Washington offense going back to work. They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game where one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting twos, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put in the end zone and put those 6s on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Samuel in motion. Now here's a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Robinson. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets them into a 3rd and 1 situation. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. 3rd and 1. Hal's going to throw it. Oh, had his hands on it. Couldn't bring it in. This game's been good.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Touchdown, Houston. 81 yards on the punt return. And the Eagles have taken a 5-touchdown lead.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there. A punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. Elliott now to have the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. It's no secret. That's why they have him return punts. He has the capability to take them back, and he did so there. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Here we go on the next drive for Washington. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Let's go. Cougar 19.
Foul to the air on 1st and 10. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 2nd and 10, Howell. Open man is Samuel, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
On 1st down, Howell. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just is not. Oh, Howell loses it. And one of the linebackers has got it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. He already had. So now and now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. On 3rd down, Robinson. And he'll lose yardage. Right down at the 32. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds. In the first half. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. And this returnable for Hines. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now Hurts going to move him around. To throw on 2nd and 10. Hurts. Wide open is Watkins. He's got it. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. And now they'll shift things around. They go play action with Hurts. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
2nd and 10.
63.
Hurts. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Quez Watkins, 44 yards. And the Eagles will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Washington going to go on offense one last time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now throwing on first down here. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at them all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. Now the Commanders going to burn the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Now he'll look to throw it. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Fielded at about the 28. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to look deep for Watkins. It's caught inside the 25. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning in. And we'll jump right over halftime and keep the game going here in Week 4. Second half kickoff ready to go. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. On first down, Hurts. Going deep here for Watkins. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
And in an afternoon where just about everything's going right, there's an unlikely sight there. He's got a receiver all alone downfield, and he just overshoots him.
Second down, here's Hurts. And his throw is incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
Going silver, ready?
Throwing is Hurts. He's going to look deep for Watkins. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Eagles. Here's Watkins with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles have now opened up a 7-touchdown lead. Unbelievable. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead is even larger here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. First possession of the second half now for Washington. First and 10 here for Hal and the Commanders at their own 25-yard line. Here's a quick throw out wide. It's McLaurin. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Second and 6, just inside the 30. Powell. That's taken in by the tight end, Josiah DeGuara. First target, first catch, and a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is...
And the defense, they get to Howell. He'll go down here. Hassan Reddick, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. With a play fake, and now here's Howell to throw it. And his pass incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's a screen for Robinson. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yards back to the 29. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Tressway now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. This is fielded at the 27. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert it.
This is caught inside the 15. A huge play there for Houston. 56 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Hurts sets up to throw it. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown Eagles. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles just continue to roll. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the fourth quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play against themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Jones. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Inside 4 minutes to go. Third quarter. Robinson up the middle. Oh, some strong running. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 46 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Robinson with another carry. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Back to throw, Howell. Jones has it. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 23. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Hassan Reddick in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7. Throwing on 2nd and long. Howell. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Hassan Reddick in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with a late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Amari Barno. That's now back-to-back sacks, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Houston's offense taking over again. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Now a man picked up on draft night this year, DeAndre Swift. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's second down. Second down, here's Jalen Hurts. Going deep here for Watkins. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Houston. Chris Watkins, 85 yards. And the Eagles are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Second down, Howell back to pass. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And this offense on third down today, not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. Taken in at the 22. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Eagles set and ready for their next offensive drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives. And I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Houston. Chris Watkins, 77 yards. And the Eagles are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
The Washington offense back out there. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Al down to throw it. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Hassan Reddick in there yet again. They just cannot block him. He now has 8 sacks, and that is a new single-game record. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. And the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. Give him 30 yards there.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Sugar Cockrell from 21 yards away. And the Eagles add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. CD, it'll go into the books as just one win, but this is a really impressive win. They've done it on defense, and here they continue to do it on offense. Another score in the 4th quarter to widen that advantage.
I like where you were going with that one. Would you say, partner, it was really 3 victories today? Landslide on the scoreboard, emphatic victory on either side of the ball. They really got it done.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. 2nd down, Howell now. A quick throw there is incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively in the 4th quarter here, you held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Here's Tressway now, standing just outside his own goal line. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And they will take over 1st and 10. Houston set to take over. CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. This has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we are watching. If this were a movie, what kind of rating would we put?
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown. Chris Wilkins, 61 yards. And the Eagles are pouring it on. Well, Charles, just impressive in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, special teams have really done their job. And here the offense doing its part yet again with another score in the 4th quarter.
I know it seems like something we shouldn't do because the scoreboard does tell you. But let's set it aside for a moment. This game was absolutely memorable with how they played it. Really terrific effort, really well executed. Congratulations to them.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Washington offense set to take over. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
On second down, a run with Gibson. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Third and long, here's Howell. Oh, and that is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Hines now on the return. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. The Eagles offense back out, getting set for this next drive. Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination from start until now, and I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas at this point.
Do you think that on the sideline, some jokester said to one of his teammates, maybe a few of them, hey, we're up 50. Why not go for 100? You think maybe that line was uttered on the sidelines? I can't believe what we're seeing here. An NFL game this lopsided.
Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Play action. Here's Hurts. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A huge play there for Houston. 48 yards. Here's Hurts to throw. Flushed out right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. The line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Back to throw again. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out.
And this will be caught. And the coverage continues. It's another touchdown. Elliott on for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just added into their big lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Commanders' offense set to take over. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yes, you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
That sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Howell. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
This has been a rough one to put a mildly for, but after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
From the gun on third down, Howell. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the end of the loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. Fielded at the 43. A punt of 46, a return of 5. Now comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start first and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. Going deep here for Watkins. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown. And the blowout continues. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. Can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to. Because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
They'll go play action. Howell. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
Talk about two sides of the ball across purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense. For the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. That front 7, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to...
Under pressure, they got him again. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. And this returnable for Hines. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. And now out comes Houston. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. They go play action with Hurts. He's going deep for Brown. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Hey, 73.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. He's going deep for Brown. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Hurts. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And that going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Now Hurts going to shift him around a bit. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference to see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Eagles unable to convert there on fourth.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. First down, Howell to throw.
And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Throwing here, Howell.
And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, they came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the football for the final moments of the fourth.
Yeah, and it was apparent that they were the better team, right? We figured that out pretty early, but give them a lot of credit for staying with it.
It's caught inside the 25.
Contest. Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Eagles, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And